Guy brought in a Polaris 1000 General saying that he had no engine brake. Motor would just keep on going and going and going even when he let off the gas, and it would stall as soon as he stopped. Easy fix. Went straight to the clutches. Found that the clutches were weak and the primary was getting stuck wide open. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change out primary and the second clutches, and I'll show you guys how to do that.
Wildly, even standing a pause when President Trump said that I was to make America great again. That was the line that got the Lucis in the pause. So here's the thing. Over the next 3 hours or so here in the Capitol, there's going to be a number of different events. Again, as I mentioned, you'll come down here and check this out. And then after that, there will be that congressional luncheon that's always it's become part of the inaugural ceremony. And then there'll be some gift giving, we're told. There'll be some gifts given by congressional leadership, some flags that have been flown at the Capitol. And this actually is very interesting to see. Because when we're standing right now, they're going to get out of this room and at about an hour or so later, the president is going to do this honors. Again, it's akin to originally not this is military extension, but this first honors he's going to feel like each member of the branches of military will be represented: the Army, the Air Force, the Navy, the Coast Guard, the Marines, and of course the Space Guard as well. But we're told about 150 members of the military and stuff in those branches. It's going to take about 15 minutes. And at that point, leave the Capitol. We're buckled up here and heading to go for at least another 2.5 hours in the Capitol.
I'm saying the Gulf of Mexico will now be referred to as the Gulf of America, saying he's renaming, taking Mount McKinley back. It was Denali. You could have an argument about him starting at Denali, becoming Mount McKinley, back to Denali. Well, he was McKinley, that's the Supreme Court depart, and we're starting to see now what we will, it's a departure of President Biden and President Trump and Melania Trump there to usher them off to their departure by helicopter and then off to Andrews Air Force Base, where by tradition there's a ceremony and sometimes staffers gather there, Biden staffers. We've got Ryan Eastwood. So Ryan, I know we've got a vantage point here. Ryan Noble is our Capitol Hill correspondent.
Yeah, that's right, Savannah. And we can see the current president, the newly inaugurated President Donald Trump, escorting the former President Joe Biden out here onto the East Front, where Joe Biden will ultimately get on the Marine One helicopter and depart to Joint Base Andrews. Now, this was a tradition that was started back in 1977 when Gerald Ford left Washington for the final time aboard Marine One. Traditionally, outgoing presidents would leave the Capitol by train. In fact, they would sometimes just walk from the East Front over to Union Station and get on aboard a train to travel home. That's how many presidents did before Ford. But once this new tradition was instituted, this became the regular. Of course, this did not happen 4 years ago because Donald Trump chose not to participate in the inauguration activities. Instead, Vice President Pence came all by himself and was walked out by then the newly inaugurated Vice President Kamala Harris. They were in masks at the time, if you remember. This is an opportunity here to demonstrate the transfer of power as you see the new president speaking in order to lift Marine One off of the East Front of the Capitol and take the bodies.
Here's the first departure. We just saw the goodbye there with Kamala Harris and her husband Doug Emhoff being greeted by President Trump, who of course prevailed in the election, and then a big warm hug from the Bidens and Dr. Biden. And so the next departure will be Biden himself.
So we should point out when the former president gets on that aircraft, we're being Marine One for this mission, and we'll have a different call sign.
46.
Oh, there we go, 46.
And much has been made of the relationship between Harrison Imhoff and the Bidens, and we really saw a demonstration, a very physical one there with that warm embrace of the closeness. Their political lives were intertwined by the decision Joe Biden made to name her as his running mate and then to serve with her as vice president. And now that relationship continues. The former president, Joe Biden, and Dr. Joe Biden will be traveling to Santa Barbara County and spending some time in Santa Ynez at a private vineyard. Another difficult moment, presumably, of course, for President Biden and former President Biden and the former First Lady there has had.
And so the country takes its leave of President Biden as we begin this interrupted era. It's not a new era, really, isn't it? It's just it's Act 2. I will say, Savannah, as you said, I'm a friend of President Biden's. I've helped him when I could. I'm not a Democrat. I'm a Republican. I believe very much in the constitutional order and in the norms that we've seen try to be reestablished today. I will say that was the single most partisan inaugural, I think, that I know of in American history. Even the invocations tended to be partisan. I am a...
Chances are pretty high that you would pass through this area. It's the lower level of the Capitol Visitor Center, which was, of course, constructed in 2008. So a number of people waiting to see if they will hear another version, if you will, of the president's speech during the novel. Craig Melvin is inside the room. Craig, what are you seeing and hearing?
Yeah, I get a little bit of breeze on there.
We're told that the remarks from the president will be roughly 10 minutes in length. There on the teleprompters there, we're told that the remarks are also going to be unscripted. So this will be the new president of the United States speaking off the cuff. So we're told 10 minutes. But we've all been doing this long enough to know that probably means a little bit longer than 10 minutes. These are folks who have been here all morning, but we've also, in the last 10 days or so, a number of other folks who were previously in Rotunda have made their way down, but we're told President Trump is literally making the walk down the stairs right now. He'll be joined by the Vice President as well.
And every opportunity we'll be looking to see if he's signing executive orders or if they're clarifying some of them that he mentioned in his address today.
And as we wait for him to start signing these executive orders, we're reminded of the fact that this is a former reality TV star who understands the power of optics. And that's why it is quite possible we will see a number of different venues for him to sign these executive orders. And Kelly and I remember having covered his first administration. And so I would anticipate the same type of pomp and pageantry. And the pen is often a gift. The Sharpie kind of bigger than life. And often it's a gift to pass the pens. For all the things he previewed, they need a lot of pens for today. Yes. He said he planned to sign so many executive orders that his arm would be full. He descended the escalator all those years ago, and now he's walking down the
And
stairs.
this crowd seeing him in person for the first time during today's festivities.
Of course, by the numbers of the president signed more than 22 executive actions today or orders. He will hold the record. Nobody signed that many in a week, as we have seen here. You know, at this moment, you talk about the tone of the president. It is not a reinvention, it is a remix. He is doing all of the things, if he goes through with these executive actions, that he said he would do on the campaign trail.
You know, having stood outside for about 5 minutes to wave goodbye to the Bidens, thank God we moved that thing indoors because it was a beautiful ceremony. It was cold as hell outside. So, sir, the 45th and 47th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
No, he's right. Look at this beautiful sunny day. Outside and we were freezing. We were happy. Very deceptive, I will tell you. It was cold out. And I'm sort of saying, you know, it's so beautiful today. Maybe
every 4 years. Does that make sense? I don't know. Because, you know, the outdoor thing is really winter. It gets a little cold around this time of the year, some people have noticed. And a lot of times they suffer through it. There was no suffering in that room. It was 72 degrees. It was perfect with the best acoustics I think I've ever heard in a room. This is not so bad either. But I just want to say, you're a younger, more beautiful audience that I just spoke to. Because I don't want to have all those success up there. I don't want to think you're more powerful than them, you look better than them. I don't want to use the word corrupt because we're into a new system, so let's wait till the corruption begins, because it will. He took on some pretty mean people, and he handled it well. I want to also congratulate Mike Johnson for the job that he's doing. See, we gave him a majority of almost nothing, and then I said to make it tougher on him, let me take 2 or 3 of the people, right? I said he'll only have to suffer with that for about 3 months. How are they doing, by the way? Is that moving along?
Totally good.
I said, do you mind if I take this one, that one, and a couple of others? He didn't mind, he could handle it. No, he's a man that's liked by everybody. I've never met a man like this. You've got how many is it, 219 or 220 or something? 220. And up to 220, 219 really like him. I never seen him make it a vote once about 2 weeks ago. But I think even 220 like him, if you want another case. And that's very, I know a lot of those guys in the competition, they have 35 people that hate him. So if you have 35 people that hate you and you only have 1 or 2 or 3 votes, you'll have 5, I think. But that's going to be like, you know, the good news is when we get to that 5 number, it's going to feel like a massive majority. You can be really nasty to a couple of them, at least. So it's going to feel like hitting your head on the wall and stopping. It feels so good to stop. But he's done a fantastic job. And Steve Scalise he's our hero because, you know, I was with him. You talk about being shot. I was with him. He got some bad ones, and his incredible wife, and she really loves him. You know, you never know about that. I've been with other people. They were there for me, and the wife was like looking at her watch. She can't get out of the hospital fast enough. How's he doing? I don't know. So that woman was a mess. He was crying and crying. No, they're going to take him. They're going to take him. I told Steve when he finally woke up, it was a while too. The doctor told me it was the most blood he could ever transfuse in any patient. They'd never done anything like it. And here he is, the picture of strength, right? And he's been a great friend of mine. Right? You're the family, because you're the family. And what a job you did. It worked out pretty much better than we even thought, right? And I did have a couple of things, you know, to say that were extremely controversial. And between JG and Melania and everybody else that had Lisa, it's such a beautiful, unified speech. Lisa, don't say these things. As I'm telling you, it's going to play rain. He said, you're right. For this group of people, it's going to play rain. You're the only ones I heard by that song, but we had some beauty, didn't we, Melania? She said, Sarah, calls me Sarah when she's angry. No, I'm loving kid. I better say I'm not because the press is going to pick that one up loud and clear. No, but she said, no, I think it's maybe terrible. It's such a nice speech. I think it's, you know, it all depends on your delivery. How was the delivery? Was it good? But she said it's such a beautiful speech. You can't put things in there that you were going to put in. And I was going to talk about the J6 hostages, but you'll be happy. Even though there are bars, you can't really do that anyway. So I wanted to talk about that. But all of that stuff got deleted. And the reason it got deleted is they were all, Secret Service testified and they said it didn't happen. Actually, the 2 guys were pretty embarrassed. They're suffering because their friends are saying, did Trump really do that to you? But they gained a whole new respect for me. But it was just make-believe stuff, and there were a lot of make-believe stories going on. So rather than suffer the wrath, like the story of Nancy Pelosi, I offered her $10,000. She knows it. She admitted it on tape. And her daughter made, she said, videographer or whatever you call her.